you might have heard there was a little bit of a security issue on the internet recently known as Heartbleed. And for those of you who didn't, the gist of it is that it was an unfortunate exploit in a popular open source piece of software that was used around many, many, many websites on the internet. And the really, really insidious thing about it is if you were attacked through the use of Heartbleed, you had no way to tell that you had been attacked. So if you knew you were vulnerable, you just kind of had to assume that all your stuff was lost. So a lot of system administrators had a really bad day when they found this out. But a lot of users had a bad day too, because it turns out that they had to assume that everything had changed too, so they had to change all their passwords everywhere. So if you're like me, changing your passwords everywhere is like being told to stick a fork into your eyeball. Because first of all, I don't remember all my passwords everywhere. And second of all, once I do change all my passwords, the next time I go to that website, I don't remember what I changed it to. So I think there are ways for us to do better in terms of how we deal with passwords. And there are some things that you can already do today. For example, you can use a password manager, something like LastPass or 1Password. Yeah, LastPass. So password managers basically let you create a unique and secure password for every site that you care about. And then you go in and you, when you go to the site, it'll populate the password for you. You click sign in, and it's magical and wonderful. So you do that. You have all your passwords there. So now you can easily change all your passwords, right? No, you can't, because they just store your passwords. They don't really manage them. There's no way for you to actually change your passwords through LastPass. So OK, plan B. I'm going to sign in everywhere with my Facebook account, right? Well, you know what? That's great, because now you have 1Password you have to worry about. But the downside is that now you have all your eggs in one basket. And I think somebody earlier said you shouldn't do that. So maybe that's good enough for you, but it's not good enough for me, because first of all, I don't want all my eggs in one basket. And second of all, if you guys find a bank that lets you sign in with your Facebook account, you let me know. Right? So what can we do that's actually better? Well, I think we can make a common password interface. And by that, I don't mean that we make it so that every website has a change password link in the same place, and then you click it and you follow the same 12-step process. I mean a common password interface in the programming sense, which is to say an API, where I can make an app that can go in and it can make the same call to Facebook, the same call to Twitter, the same call to Google, the same call to Yahoo, to change your password in the same general format. And with that, you can actually create a awesome, much like next level, leveled up LastPass that can go in and change all your passwords and manage your passwords, right? So with that, you need two things if you're going to think about that. First of all, you need that API to be secure, right? All of these sites integrate with a half dozen apps, and the vast, vast majority of those apps, you don't want them to be able to change your password. You don't want the random thing you just signed up for on Facebook by accident to be able to change your Facebook password. So you need to actually limit the apps that can change your password for you. Hopefully that's just your password manager, but maybe you have a couple of things that you want to use, something on your phone, something on your computer. The second thing you want is you need it to be self-describing, because every website thinks they're a unique snowflake in terms of how they want your passwords to be, right? Some of them want 8 characters exactly, some of them want 22 characters, and 3 of them are in Japanese. So if you're going to make an app that's going to set your password and change it, you want to make it so that it can figure out what the requirements for that password are and then follow those requirements. So if you build an API that follows those 2 traits, now you can go and build an app. And that app is going to be able to go in and manage your passwords for real this time. Shocking, right? So the good news is that once you've done that, now you can approach the holy grail of password management. A single big red panic button that you press when you hear about something like Heartbleed, and you say, change all my passwords, and presto whammo, you're secure. So here's the downer that I'm going to end this on. The hard part about all this is adoption. In order to have a common password interface, you have to convince a bunch of companies to do work to implement this kind of password interface before you actually can build the app. But we're the consumers, and we have power to give the companies that care our attention. And so I think it's only going to be 3, 4 more Heartbleed class bugs before this happens, guys. I think if we all start today, we can make it happen. Thank you.